Good morning. Today I wanted to talk about The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I had put off reading this book for a very long time, mainly because I knew it was going to make me cry, and I try to avoid that. I try to avoid books that make me sad. But I did read this yesterday, and it was pretty amazing. I can't believe I did wait so long to read it. Although, yes, I cried like a baby, and I'm a little puffy today because of it. It was totally worth it because this book is brilliant on many levels. The last time I read a book that made me cry like this was when I read The Book Thief in the summer of 2010. So it's very, very long time since a book has made me cry this much. I'm pretty sure that I was sobbing for the last 50 or so pages of this book. This is my first John Green book that I've read. A lot of my friends loved Looking for Alaska and recommended that I read it, but I didn't for whatever reason, so I'm probably going to go out and pick up the rest of his books so that I can read them. His writing style is amazing. Probably one of the best YA books that I've read. It's just, I can't even explain, although it is like a YA marketed novel, I think that anyone could read this book. It's pretty great. So if you don't know about the story in The Fault in Our Stars, it follows a young woman named Hazel Grace Lancaster, and she has cancer. So, and I can't exactly remember, I should have written this down. I can't remember the exact kind of cancer she has, but she gets fluid build up in her lungs, and she has mets in her lungs, and she's been diagnosed for several years, and she is terminal, completely terminal. She got put on a drug, phalanxafor, which is not real. It's made up in the book, but it has helped prolong her life a little bit. And her mother makes her go to a support group for children and teens that have cancer, and there she meets Augustus Waters, and this book is their story, basically their like love story. But the thing that I loved about this book is it gave a real kind of feeling of what it must be like to live with a terminal illness, especially one that is visible, and what it does to the people around you, what it does to you, and the effect that it has in your relationships with not just your significant other, but with your friends and your family. Of course, that is why I knew it was going to make me cry, because it's about kids with cancer. Like, come on. Augustus Waters, when you meet him, he has osteosarcoma, or he's in remission from it, and he's lost a leg. So he has a prosthetic leg, and their friend Isaac has eye cancer, and he gets his eyes removed, and he is blind. And those are the three kind of main kids in this book, but the story revolves mainly around Hazel Grace and Augustus Waters. It's so good. I would recommend reading this. Although I did cry for the very last end of this book, it was totally worth it. I will probably reread this book over and over and over again because it is so good. Everything about it was just great, and it's really hard for me to pick out a couple things. I don't want to talk about any spoilers in this because it is impossible to avoid spoilers in this book, so I want to be the only person that doesn't talk about what happens. I have spent several years in online booking communities, and I knew everything that happened in this book before I picked it up, which is why I waited to read it, because I knew what happened. I knew the ending. I knew what happened in the middle. I knew basically the entire story. I just hadn't read it for myself. It's almost impossible to be online and to avoid the spoilers for this book. So if you did the same thing, well, hold on, someone wants to say hi. Say hi. Yeah. Will you say hi? Say hi. Say hi. Did you watch Mommy cry when she read this book yesterday? Yeah. Uh-huh. Do you want to hold the book up? Do you want to hold the book up? Okay, say bye. Say bye. I'm going to go finish watching Peter Pan. Say bye. No. Say bye. Yeah, so I couldn't remain spoiler free on this book. I don't know very many people that have. So if you have remained spoiler free on this book and you have not read it, read it. I feel like I'm probably one of the last people that have read this book, considering on my Goodreads page, almost every single person that I'm friends with on Goodreads has read this, and not only read it, but rated it 4 to 5 stars. Not one person on my friends list rated it less than 4 stars. So, I mean, that is saying something, considering the majority of my Goodreads don't read the same books that I do. So, this is a good read. Please pick it up. You can get it almost anywhere because their movie's coming out soon. So they have copies of this book everywhere. I got mine at Fred Meyer, but I got mine when it first came out. It's been sitting on my bookshelf for Lord knows how long. I've been putting it off because I didn't want to cry. Sometimes you just don't want to cry. This book is great for anyone. As a mother, it struck a special chord with me, I think, because I couldn't imagine having a sick child and taking care of a sick child and trying to keep a sick child happy. That would be extremely difficult and hard. And even though obviously John Green does not have cancer and his children do not have cancer, he wrote a very believable story on what it's like to have cancer. Definitely pick this up. Please read it. Read it for your own good. I mean, it's one of those, it's one of those books that makes you really think, and I will cherish it and probably read it a bunch over and over again. And I did read it super fast. I picked it up yesterday when I put my son down for his nap, and the only time I stopped, because usually I pick a book up during nap time and I put it down after nap time, play with my son, and then I pick it up again when he goes to bed at night and I read until I fall asleep. Didn't happen yesterday. I picked this book up when I put my son down for his nap, and I read straight through until I finished it about 4 hours later. And the only time I stopped was to take my son out of his bed and to feed him. Those are the only things that made me stop. I just put on Peter Pan and I was like, yeah, okay, sorry, I gotta finish this book. It's so good. It was so good. It was so good. Definitely pick it up. And if you're any of my friends and you don't have this book and you want to read it, you can borrow mine, because it's so nice. I had to get it in hard copy even. Okay, but anyways, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I gotta go take care of my little kid out there. I hear him. He's getting restless. So, everyone have a good day.